An employee of the Wichita Mid-Continent Airport has been arrested after an elaborate undercover plan by the FBI discovered he was planning a suicide attack at that airport. Details from CNN's Joe Johns.
The FBI says he got set up by a pair of undercover FBI agents. He thought he was about to detonate a car bomb, but when he tried to enter the airport with the vehicle, he was arrested. The guy's name is Terry Lowen, and he's apparently a practicing Muslim. He works at Wichita Airport, and he's charged with attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction, a car bomb, and attempting to provide material support to terrorism. According to court documents, the FBI and the United States Attorney's Office say Lowen had an online chat with someone, and he allegedly said he wanted to engage in violent jihad on behalf of al-Qaeda. But what he didn't know was that he was chatting online with an FBI employee, and the employee offered to introduce him to someone who would help him with his violent jihad. And the court documents describe FBI employees number 1 and later number 2 who pretended to be an accomplice as part of what was a sting operation. They nabbed Lowen when he tried to enter the airport gate with a security pass. He thought he had explosives in the car, but they were not active because they'd been provided by the agents. These types of so-called aspirational terror cases have become controversial recently. The question is whether it makes sense to go after individuals who have terror plans, even if the plans are not fully operational, because the cases can be expensive and time-consuming to prosecute. The FBI has said many times that since 9/11, its mission has switched to prevention of terrorism. And this is the kind of case that shows just how far they'll go to do it.
And that was CNN's Joe Johns reporting. Now let me bring in CNN national security analyst and former CIA operative Bob Baer. Now, Bob, the criminal complaint against Lowen lays out a timeline of what led to his arrest. Now, this undercover operation began months ago. Is this sort of thing worth all the effort and time, essentially helping him out first and then arresting him?
Oh, absolutely. You know, if you just talk about these things to friends and so forth, they can't get a conviction out of it. They need to actually have the guy buy the stuff, spend money, commit an act that he makes him look like he's doing, that he's going to go through with it. And so I think they did absolutely the right thing. It's these kind of lone wolf cases that terrify people, terrifies the FBI in particular. These explosives are easily to put together, and if you don't go on the internet, you don't announce your plan, it's very hard to catch these cases, and the FBI has no choice but to run them down in the way they did.
Now, you mentioned lone wolves or homegrown violent extremists. Really, are these the most serious threats, you think, at this point in time when it comes to national security?
I think right now, I mean, we haven't seen any organized groups trying to hit the United States, continental United States. You know, it's one of these lunatics that takes on a cause, gets his guidance from the internet, gets the recipe for the explosives, goes out and tries something like this. I'm just afraid that one of these are going to get through, and you simply can't get to all of them.
All right, Bob. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to bring you right back after this, but we're going to be talking about missing in Iran for years. News reports say an American was working for the CIA in that country. I'll ask Bob if his life is now in immediate danger. All that and more after this short break.